as I said before, we might as well talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the update that dropped today on Wipe Day. Thursday, right? We're about mid-February now. And here's the thing, right? It's most likely, so if you don't know, on PTB, everything clicks on PTB first, and then clearly it goes over to Live Branch, right? So technically at the early parts of February or any month, you've got the testing branch stuff about a week or two in, and then it simmers, there's maybe some subtle changes, and then things get fixed, and then things get pushed out to main branch, also known as normal Rust. That's the flow of things, because some people are kind of confused by that. I was reading comments earlier, and I was like, oh yeah, let me remind you that. Yeah, obviously the main branch doesn't get it, like, into the end of the month, but we were waiting for our roadmap, which we haven't gotten yet. I kind of like this little tanky build this guy's got here. It's nice. We haven't gotten the roadmap. No communication, which, as you know, is my, we've been talking about that for a hot second. And again, we're making a lot of these videos hoping that somebody in the management sees it and, decides to make a response. And I think today is a perfect example of that, because if you read the testing branch update that happened today, you're like, what? There's literally no content. And you go, oh, this must be a hot fix that's going to go to main branch sooner than the end of the month, which does happen on occasion. If there's glitches or game-breaking things, they'll hurry and get something out the door, which, that's fine. That's great. That's good. But there's no communication about any of this. So we're left to believe, because there's no communication, that this is maybe our February update. I don't think it is, but I think we should go off that assumption in hopes that they, say, hey, no, it's actually this. I'm like, yes, please, talk to your people, right? Talk to the community, please. Because if this is the update for February, guys, we've been going for almost 7 months without a substantial content feature update, right? It's been September? Am I wrong in my count there? How long has it been? Do you know, guys? It's been a hot second. Like, we got some cool stuff, yes, but like features, monuments, like big content, we haven't gotten in a long time. It's been a while. And we're supposed to be in a monthly cycle, which we all feel like's been dragged out. Which is why we were excited to hear at the beginning of the month that we were going to get some more information, some big content that's coming in. They're very excited about. Their words, not ours. And also a roadmap. And there's the whole NDA conversation, but we've talked about that before. It's like, why does anything need to be NDA'd if it's the roadmap? But anyways, point in case is, we get today, and I was expecting something today, and I read through the list. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right? And then I thought about it, and I go, okay, it's most likely a hot fix. But even if it is, or even if it is the content, you got to talk to us, right? You got to start talking to us. Right? It's starting to really like hurt our feelings over here. You know what I mean? It's like, guys, come on. It's not that hard. Heck, or if you're unable to do it, pass it on to me. I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? We're already talking about it and playing it anyways. Just give us a little bump on the DMs and go, hey, just so you know, cheese sandwiches this Friday. And be like, oh yeah, I love cheese. Right? No big deal. If you don't have the time or resources, you already have people that are in the space. Spread it out to them. They'll amplify the message. I'm at least one of them. It's not just me. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of people that will do it. So, just make it like a group message and send it out. Throw it up in the air like a bunch of dollar bills and let it just distribute. You know what I mean? Low effort. Right? Am I crazy? October was garbage quality of life update. Yes, let's be honest. And quality of life is kind of like buying you that time of like, look, we're transitioning off of the vacation or we're transitioning into it. That's fine. But really, January and October's were really the same thing. Really, they were. They felt like they split that in half and said, well, this would be good for January. Okay, let's say that is their plan or that's what they did. Okay, we're in February, so like, what's going down? You know what I mean? And I think it's great that some people in the Discord that are actually Double 11 employees are saying something, which is fantastic. But the main channels of communication should also be used more frequently. Which again, I believe, I sound like a broken record, but I do believe the management's hamstringing them, which is not a good idea. We're going to be on our 4th year, almost 7 months in. 6 months. I think it's closer to 6 months. 6 months in on getting like a big piece of content. Is it 7 or 6 months? Either way you cut it, like there has to be communication no matter what happens. Especially if this really is the update for February, they have to talk to us and tell us what's going on. Because it's too, it's too much, dude. Like, are you even dropping something this year? Like at this point, it feels like nothing. Like I get it. Some of the devs are talking in the Discord and saying that hey, it's gonna be, they're trying to lock it in, which is great to hear. So just let us know. Like I said, all the community managers have to do is just give us a bump on the DMs, and we will pass that on. But no, the management is like, look, if you want to have the creators, constant flow of communication, they have to sign an NDA. And I'm like, absolutely not. If you're talking about content and us talking about the game, absolutely not. Like, NDA is not the move. I think we can all agree with that, right? Not the move. So it's like, guys, just pass it on. We're not passing government secrets here. You just got to let us know. Be like, hey, you're trying to lock it in? Great. I can fill in the rest. You know what I mean? We're pretty familiar with this game. Been playing it for over a decade. Split the quality of life update into 3 garbage parts. Yes. And what's on PTB right now? This is update 4 garbage quality of life updates in a row. Pretty much, yeah. You're not lying. Ooh, I like this. Is that right through the wall? Nice, dude. Yeah, I love watching people build. It's the best. And like, I'm not opposed to, if they are going to drop some big stuff here, I get it, because there's a lot of changes that come with these big updates. So they need to start talking to us. And I can kind of guess that's what's going on. I mean, just by the little that the devs have kind of said, they haven't said anything like major, but like just a little hint of things. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And knowing the changes that have happened to this game over time on PC, and knowing what big changes and like performance or lack of performance it can bring, we have a pretty good idea what's going down. So even hearing that they're trying to lock it in, I'm like, okay, it must be pretty big. And to be fair, this is a little late in February to be dropping this update, right? Don't get me wrong, I want it, and I want it to work well. And obviously don't rush it, don't break the game. But if your intention was today's update on PTB was supposed to be a hotfix that's happening to be pushed out faster, because pretty much anything on PTB has to be one at a time in most cases, right? So like if they have to get this hotfix out, that has to hit PTB first, then it has to go to main, and then it makes room for the next update, which should be our content update. But that's my point. We don't know, right? We can kind of tell through back channels a little bit, but you know what I mean? You know what else would help right now? Just to kind of be a jerk. It would really help in a situation like this where we're like, why? Roadmap. Don't you think? We should do it respectfully. We should find the different production people and the suits that are in charge, like even the people like up in the executive branch, respectfully. Obviously, don't be jerks. We should pass some of these videos on to them. You know what I mean? Like on Twitter or something. Nicely. Respectfully. I was thinking that the update that dropped today on PTB most likely gets pushed to main branch either Friday, Monday, or Tuesday. Then immediately after that should be the update that comes in. That's the content update, is my guess. Right? That makes the most sense, because you read through the list today and you're just like, dude, there's no way this is the real update. There's no way. Right? Even December's week update had more stuff in it than that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's interesting. I think maybe occasionally they may dip into some of these videos and maybe don't even watch the whole thing, because we put out enough flares directly to them that we've gotten no response. So it's like, I wonder how much it's just noise for them, which is probably most of what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm kind of putting stuff out there to see if we get any kind of response. Yeah, my guess is there's going to be a big update that drops. Again, I'm kind of leaning towards the transportation update, either this time or the next update. And they have to really know if they can make it within the time frame, because if it is like a transportation update, whatever it is, minis or trains, ziplines, cars, whatever, it's a pretty big deal, and they do need to make sure that they can make it in, halfway through the month. It's no small feat to drop something that big and transformative on the game and be like, hey, do we have enough runway to make fixes before the end of the month? Because they have committed to the monthly changes. So there's that. So maybe that's why they put out that comment to be like, look, we're trying to lock it in to see what's what. Because maybe, I know they've got two options. They're like, look, we can either drop the transportation now. Do we have enough runway? Or do we drop, you know, a monument and some other features, you know, that we know we can make in the runway we have left, which is essentially 2 weeks. Basically a week, right? Because you have to, if something breaks, you've got a week to fix it and then deploy it and then see if it breaks anything else. So that's pretty much what we're looking at here at this point. So either way, we'll keep you posted on what's going down. Hopefully we can piece it together if they don't talk to us. I'm assuming that they're not going to, because that's kind of been the norm. But I hope it changes, yeah?